Hello, and we have another video, and this time it's about Kanye West. Yes, Mr. West is back in the headlines. I haven't done a video about Kanye West in donkey's years. But he's been quietly preparing his Buddy album, and he's released it. It sounds okay. I haven't listened to all the tracks, but it sounds okay. It's Kanye West feel, you know what I mean? I'm no longer listening to music and being amazed anymore. Music's kind of a bit boring for me. Let's see, where were we? So Pepsi have dropped out of sponsorship of the UK music festival set to be headlined by Kanye West, as criticism grows over the choice of the controversial rapper. Wow. From what we know, he was on some sort of medication. Well, he wasn't on his medication, and he has bipolar, and that's why he was acting out of character, saying all this crazy stuff. But you need to look at him as a person, like the people around him. Why weren't they helping him during this perilous situation where he needed the help the most? They just let him just go off the rails, destroy his reputation, destroy his legacy. His legacy is still intact as it is right now, because as much as he said what he says, we aren't going to remember him in the millenniums to come as the guy that was. It'll be like a little note here and there. Yeah, he said some anti-Jewish stuff, and they'll probably put down, but he was off his meds, and it was due to his bipolar. So he got away with it. But for me, I don't feel like it was truly all his bipolar. I feel like Kanye West was trying to test the waters to see how much he can get away with, because he's reached such heights in his life that he wanted to test the waters to see what he can truly get away with. That's why he went on Drink Tramps and said what he said. And when he said what he said, that's when he lost the Adidas deal. So, because you can't go to Adidas and be like, oh yeah, I was off my meds, cause my Adidas deal back, please. It's just not gonna happen, because he publicly embarrassed them, and they had to disassociate themselves with him. That goes with Pepsi as well. They don't want to be sponsoring a show with somebody that has been saying anti-Semitic things online. You know what I mean? It just doesn't bode well for them to be sponsoring this festival. It doesn't look good. They might get another sponsor, but they're taking a stance like we don't agree with what he said. Even though I've seen him go online and apologize, but he did that before, and then he went back and started doing his craziness. We don't even know what to make of what Kanye does these days anymore. It seems to only do things what suits him. So Kanye West, also known as Ye, has not yet submitted an application to visit the UK. It understood, but could be blocked if he presents is deemed not conducive to the public good. I think they probably might let him in. There was people who they didn't want to come into the UK. I remember years ago it was Mike Tyson. Remember that? And he was like walking around Brixton. It was like maybe 99, 2000. I can't remember. One of those years. Maybe earlier than that. And he's like, "Hey Brixton, I heard you didn't want me here. They didn't want me here, man." Oh, that was funny, but yeah, Tyson came through, and then there was Snoop Dogg. He was for some reason, I think because he had a criminal record, he wasn't allowed to come to the UK, but then that got overturned. So yeah, Kanye West hasn't done too bad, so I think he probably might be able to come to the UK, unless Sir Keir Starmer has echoed criticism unless Keir Starmer has anything to do with it. So Sir Keir Starmer has echoed critics who have blasted Wireless Festival over their decision to book the rapper, who is scheduled to headline all 3 nights of the weekend in July. The Prime Minister said it was deeply concerning that the musician has been booked for the event in Finsbury Park, North London. Kanye West has been globally condemned in recent years after being shown to praise Adolf Hitler while making a series of anti-Semitic remarks. The 48-year-old musician released a song called Heil Hitler last year, which came a few months after advertising a swastika t-shirt for sale on his website and called himself a Nazi. The controversy has caused serious doubt to erupt over whether the West Festival, which is attended by around 50,000 festival goers a day, will go ahead. This comes after the sponsorship was dropped. A Pepsi spokesperson said today Pepsi has decided to withdraw its sponsorship from Wireless Festival. Sirkir told The Sun on Sunday it is deeply concerning that Kanye West has been booked to perform at Wireless despite his previous anti-Semitic remarks and celebrations of Nazism. Anti-Semitism in any form is abhorrent and must be confronted clearly and firmly wherever it appears. Everyone has a responsibility to ensure Britain is a place where Jewish people feel safe and secure. Liberal Democrat leader Ed Davey called on the government to ban Kanye West from the UK, which he described as extremely serious. He said, "We need to get tougher on anti-Semitism." The powers rest with the Home Secretary, Shaban Mahmood, on whether the rapper can be banned from entering the country. I'm going to say UK. As under the UK immigration rules, a person can be denied entry based on their character, conduct or association when this could threaten a British public, okay? I think they're going to let him in. This can include opinions that foster hatred. Let me see, this comes growing out of number of attacks on UK jurisdiction, blah 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 blah. Look, I'm gonna be honest here, I think they'll let him in 100% because he's apologized and we haven't heard a peep out of him since he apologized. He's been laying low. I thought, well, where's Kanye West? But he disappeared. I didn't like his work on Bully. He released it, good rollout, and yeah, I don't think they're gonna deny him entry because of what he said previously, especially when now he blamed it all on his bipolar. I mean, not blame, but he said it was all his bipolar. So the guy was mentally ill when he was saying these things, and now he's completely not mentally ill. He's on his meds now. Kanye is back to being Kanye West. He's not off his meds, so he should be fine to enter the country, even though he is a big name. But like, a lot of people looked at what he was saying and they're just like, oh, it's Kanye again. He's going off one because he was on X, and they didn't completely. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be very honest. Someone like Trump, when he was on Twitter, they removed him completely. Kanye West, would they have removed him completely? They kind of like banned him for like a couple of days. Like, go away, be quiet, and think about what you're saying. But he's still back on there, you know. So, same other platforms. Kanye is a special case. I think because he has the bipolar, they aren't really treating him as he would be treated if he didn't have bipolar. If that makes any sense. Because they know there's a slight mental illness with this guy, they're not completely wiping him off the internet or wiping him off certain networks or social networks. He's banned, but only for a couple of days or a month. Then he's back on. That's what they do with Kanye. They ban him for a couple of days. Other people, like let's say Andrew Tate, he's completely been wiped off the internet. Wiped off YouTube. They don't want to see him on TikTok, YouTube, anywhere. That's just because of his views. And you got to see, like, if Andrew Tate had bipolar, was blamed on bipolar, would they have been so harsh on him? But then again, is it because he's a musician? musician. Musician. Cause you gotta wonder, but then you look at someone like, I guess, I've got to say someone like R. Kelly, who's been completely wiped off the internet because of his pedo antics, or PDF file antics. You know, it's levels of this that people can tolerate, and Kanye hits a fine line between being able to tolerate something he hasn't done anything. It's just stuff he's been tweeting and saying. I guess he's selling t-shirts as well with SWAT stickers. But it's stuff you can always just lean back on and be like, oh yeah, it's because I was mentally ill, that's why I was doing all this crazy stuff. People will be like, oh, poor Kanye, he was mentally ill when he was doing this. And that'll be it. That'll be the last we hear of it. You just go back to making music, and that's what's happened. So who knows, man, who knows. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'm out.